Hey, want to know the latest and emerging trends for site reliability engineering? Are you doing contract testing wrong or don't even need to do contract testing for your API test? Well, I know a bunch of tools that can help you with desktop test automation. Are you using Protractor but want to move to Cypress and don't know how to start? Discover the answers to these questions and much more on this episode of the Test Guild News Show. So grab your favorite cup of coffee or tea and let's do this. Do you know the Angular team is killing off Protractor at the end of 2022? So what do you do if you have your automation already invested in Protractor, you want to move over to another tool? Here's some things that Protractor recommends. And so one of the things it suggests is going over to a third-party solution. And one of those solutions that's becoming more and more popular is Cypress. And Cypress recently released a migration plan for moving from Protractor to Cypress. So it's really detailed on how you can get started. It talks about why Protractor is no longer going to be included in Angular projects as of Angular 12. And then goes over a bunch of awesome tips before and after on how you can create your scenarios to move from the Protractor way to the Cypress way. And also goes over benefits of using Cypress and much more. It's really in detail, a lot of information here. Definitely check it out in the notes down below. So have you been hearing more and more about doing contract testing for your APIs? Do you know that you may not need to do it, or if you are doing it, you might be doing it wrong? I actually found this article. Actually, Peter Thomas pointed out that he created this article a few weeks ago. I somehow missed it, so I wanted to include it in today's show. And it's a real detailed article on API contract testing. It's a visual guide that you should definitely bookmark. And he takes a really deep dive into API contract testing. He discussed what it is and, more importantly, what it is not. And as you know, Peter, he has some really strong opinions on things, which is why we love him. And contract testing is one of it. And he goes into details on why contract testing may be the least of your worries. And so you probably should focus in on other things. But if you are going to do contract testing, he goes into detail onto how at least to do it correctly. So as he points out here, contract testing is something you should attempt only if you have some fundamentals in place. And these are the fundamentals you need to get into. I said, beautiful guide, a lot of graphs in here, a lot of detail. So that's a highly recommended read, and you definitely should bookmark that article. So if Peter Thomas sounds familiar, he is actually the creator of Karate DSL. It's a tool I reviewed way back, I think almost 5 years ago, when it was really in its infancy, when it was just an API testing tool. But Peter also mentioned that it handles more than API testing. In the latest release, it handles not only API testing, it handles web application testing, it handles performance testing, and it handles all kinds of testing, including desktop automation. So what I did is I have an existing desktop automation tools article I've had on my blog for a while, and I've updated it with the latest and greatest in tools that can help you with desktop automation. So if you head on over to testguild.com and just click on the top free tools for testing desktop applications in 2021, and as you can tell, I've updated and I've added Karate to the list, but there's a bunch of other tools as well that can help you with desktop automation. A lot of these are open source. Some of them are free. So I'm a big believer in automating everything. A lot of times people just focus in on web automation, but I usually work at large enterprises where we have a bunch of things that need to be automated, not just web browsers. And so here are some tools that can help you do all types of different automation beyond just web browsers. So definitely check out the article. So one thing I've been seeing an uptick in as well is I don't know anyone that I've spoken with that work for large companies that doesn't have to deal with some sort of automation of these low code, no code type package solutions like SAP, Salesforce type apps. And so how do you automate these type of package products? One way that I just noticed that came out is Eggplant just announced support for solution that helps you automate Salesforce applications. So this particular release is going to help you now automate the testing of Salesforce deployments. That's going to help you accelerate and deliver quality software, not only, once again, like web browsers, as we talked about. There's other things you need to automate. One of them is package products like Salesforce, and Eggplant is stepping up to the plate with a solution that's going to help you deal with automating Salesforce type automation products. That's going to help you do Salesforce automation. And this is not a trend I'm only seeing in functional automation. I'm seeing an uptick in tools that are designed to support testing packaged products like Salesforce as well. And it's actually one of the trends I'll be exploring on an upcoming webinar I have with SmartBear. So I'll be revealing my top performance testing trends to watch for 2022 on the webinar I'm hosting along with SmartBear on August 31st. I have a link down below to register for this awesome event. Hey, if you have any performance trends you want me to share on this and get attribution on the webinar, send me your ideas at joe@testguild.com. So that's a great segue into our next segment on performance testing and site reliability news. And as I go through my news feed every week, I'm always looking for articles on anything to do with test automation, performance testing, site reliability. And this article caught my attention as a new automation platform that aims to help DevOps engineers crush tickets forever. I always love learning about new tools and technologies, and this tool is called Shoreline.io. It can help you manage, debug, and repair servers really easily. If you go to Shoreline.io, it goes into more detail about their real-time automation and control for cloud operations tool technology. And like I said, I've never used the tool before. I'm always looking at new tools. So if this is something you've used and you can recommend, leave a comment in the notes down below. And speaking of new tools, when I was looking at my Twitter feed, I came across this tweet by Sandra, who talks about what's new in PageSpeed.Compare. PageSpeed.Compare has a bunch of new functions. It can help you run multiple audits at once, export, import page collection snapshots, support for partial field data, and some other functionality as well. Once again, this is the first time I've known about PageSpeed, but I didn't know about this page called PageSpeed.Compare. So really cool insights from multiple places like Lighthouse, Chrome UX Report, and Web Vitals. If you don't know, Google is starting to heavily penalize pages or websites whose web page vitals are low or bad. And here's a tool that can actually help you with that. I'm surprised how a lot of test automation engineers or testers in general don't look at Google Analytics and this type of data that I think can really help you with not only page speed and performance, but also a UX type issues that could be impacting your customers and ultimately impacting the bottom line of your company because people are having a bad experience with the website. Maybe they can't purchase something as smoothly as they could on another site, and so they just go to the other site. So definitely check out this cool tool, PageSpeed.Compare. And along those lines, another tool that a lot of people use for performance from the front end perspective in general is Lighthouse. And I found this great article on how Lighthouse 8 changes may affect your metrics. So it just goes over all the ways if you're about to migrate or start using Lighthouse 8, how your metrics may differ from what you're used to. I think it's good to be up to speed on the latest so that you're not caught off guard. So definitely check out this article as well on Lighthouse 8. And if you really want to know about the latest in site reliability, the state of site reliability in 2021, you definitely need to check out my interview with Leo, who is the creator of the Catchpoint 2021 SRE Report, where he shares awesome insight from this year's survey insights. So you're going to discover insights from over 300 site reliability engineers around the globe, as well as actionable advice to help you deliver better value to your customers. And to check that all you need to do is head on over to testguild.com/P like performance 72. Next up is security testing news. And I'm not sure if this is a joke or a parody, but Rapid7 came out with a blog post on a new physical security testing tool you all should know about. And it's a physical security testing tool, and it looks like some sort of door device that you could put up on a door frame. So when it opens, it makes sure that the door is closed right behind you. And it goes over how to actually make your own from scratch. A lot of people focusing on the actual technical aspect of security testing and pen testing, but a lot of times physical security protocols are also really important in order to prevent any type of security hack for your company. And I think this article really highlights the need for those type of tests as well. In last episode, I don't know if you remember, we talked about Gartner's RPA report. Well, they also released a new report on the top security and risk trends for 2021 as well. And they go over 7 of the top security and risk trends that they've seen so far this year and how to prevent them or how to be aware of them in order to prevent them happening at your company or organization. And the final bit of security news is it's a tip I found on LinkedIn by Dr. Jared DeMott. And he said, I think one of the very solid takeaways from FuzzCon 2021 is to design code in such a way that it is ready to be fuzz tested when the time comes for dynamic security testing. This makes the pain of harnessing code, rework, etc. go largely away. And thank you, Dr. Jared, for that tip. All right, so that's it for this episode of the Test Guild News Show. If you have any news items you'd like me to go over in the next news episode. All you need to do is drop me a line at news@testguild.com. Once again, I'm Joe, and my mission is to help you succeed with creating end-to-end full-stack automation awesomeness. As always, test everything and keep the good. Cheers.